It's not there. And you run in there, or you, in my case, stroll in there. Just give me my
So funny and so brilliant. Remembering funny man Louie Anderson, not just for his comedy, but also for his kindness. He died this morning at the age of 68 of complications from cancer.
Yeah, his career in Hollywood went back decades. He was currently on Funny You Should Ask, which is seen weekdays right here on KCAL9. It's a comedy game show where he's on a panel with other comedians. And Byron Allen is executive producer of the show and one of the stars, and joins us now to talk about his friend. Thank you so much for being with us today. Now, timing seems to be everything with comedy, and he certainly had it. Tell us about your experience working with Louie on Funny You Should Ask.
Oh, he was amazing. You know, it was just unbelievable to work with him. And no one really wanted to sit behind Louie, because after he would deliver his punchlines, he would suck all the oxygen out of the room. And it was like, okay, I'll take the hit. Since I'm the exec producer and the creator of the show, I will be the one who has to follow Louie's impeccable delivery and timing. And it's just a huge loss. And, you know, he was just so kind and so gracious and had unbelievable humility. He was just, he would thank me he would come to me at every tape day. We did over 260 episodes together. And he would say, "Thank you for hiring me." And I said, "Are you kidding me, Louie? I mean, you're doing me a favor. You are an absolute gift. You're a treasure." He was just such an amazing human being. Just a great human, a great friend, and a great loss.
Byron, you had so much history with Louie. What can you tell us about how long you knew him and how often did you guys work together over the years?
Wow, I've known Louie for probably close to 40 years. When he first came here from Minneapolis to perform in the comedy clubs at the Comedy Store in the early 80s. That's when I first met him. And he had that gift day one. You know, there are a lot of comics that are talented, but he is not only talented, but he works really hard, and he has the most important element, which is extremely likable. You know, just really likable. I mean, he hit that stage on that opening line, and he says, you know, I have to, you know, he said, I have to keep this tight. I'm in between meals. I mean, that was it. The audience never looked back. And just such a wonderful, warm human being. I mean, you know, he would, you know, when I look back and I think about the relationship, he would always, when we wrapped up, he would always kind of say goodbye to you like it was the last time he might see you, which is interesting. He had no problem saying, "I love you, I appreciate you, please stay safe." And that's just who he was. And I don't think I've come across a comedian who is any warmer than him and as gracious as him. And I think he's up there with the greatest. You know, when people look back 50 years from now and they look at him and his performance, his material will stand the test of time. You know, somebody who did clean humor, family humor, something everyone can enjoy. And he was just a great comic. And I remember, you know, we would talk about deliveries and punchlines in the commercial break. And I would say to him, "Wow, nobody could have delivered that punchline better than you, not even Jack Benny." And when I said that to him, he smiled and he says, "You didn't know this, but Jack Benny is my favorite, and I've studied everything he ever did." And I go, "Well, Jack Benny would be proud, my friend."
Wow, just so funny. And as you were mentioning, his humor appealed to really everyone. Was it really just about the timing, or what made him so funny?
A good person, and honest and open, and talked about his battle with food and his food addiction. And he said he got that from Richard Pryor, just that honesty factor. His rough childhood, in an abusive household. He went out of his way to emulate his mother, to be really gracious and show such humility. He would do a lot of promotion for Funny You Should Ask. He loved the show. He loved it because he loved game shows. He used to host Family Feud. And he would go out and he probably did over 30 dates to help promote Funny You Should Ask. And people would come along and try and rush him on to the next thing. And he would say, no, please don't rush me. These people who I'm doing my autographs for, they are my life. And you rarely hear that from someone. They're like, no, do not. We're gonna have a good time. That's who he was. I mean, he was truly special, truly loving, and he just dedicated his life to making people laugh and making the world brighter. And the one thing I know he would want from all of us that are fans and loved him is that he would just want us to be kind to one another and be gracious and show empathy. And it's tough, it's really tough. It happened very quickly. I had heard that he was in the hospital. I sent him a text. I said, I love you. If you need anything, please call me. I'm there for you. And he normally gets back right away. And we tried to send something to him, some flowers or balloons, and they said, please don't send anything. Yesterday I got word, please don't send anything. We're moving him to a different facility. And I thought to myself then, oh my God, I hope this isn't hospice. And I got word this morning, and it's a big loss. And when you think about what's going on, we as comedians, we just want to make everybody laugh. But when you look at, the loss of, Betty White and Bob Saget and now, Louie, I can tell you there are a lot of comedians, we're not laughing. There are a lot of comedians right now crying. It's just the one blow after the next, and you just keep layering it in. And, Sidney Poitier, it's just, wow. It's like, it's tough. A lot of folks around here are having a tough time, but so it's not easy.
We know it's difficult for you, but we really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today and sharing your thoughts of your friend. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you for letting me share, just how great Louie really was.
Thank you so much, Byron.
Thank you.